Well, hello, everyone. Louis Beauchamp, Vice President, Final Expense Direct. Today, we've got the pleasure of talking with Paul Reese. Paul, he is our number one trainer. He is the guy that coaches and teaches who we are, what we do, and how we do it. And we're taking some valuable time away from him this morning, but it's important, I think, to cover a specific topic. We want to talk about what does it take to be successful at Final Expense Direct. I mean, talk time, commitment to the learning curve, voice inflection, tonality, all the things that are required to make you a six-figure income earner. So, Paul, what is it you find, or what is it that you coach and preach when it comes to time management? What is the main focus that you want to put in front of these guys when you see them when they enter the training classes?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Lewis. Always excited about doing the video with you. But listen, I'm gonna tell you, for new agents or any agent that is just now beginning their journey as a telesales final expense agent, the first thing we are looking for in training is how much time and effort are you willing to put in at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Um, there's so much information and there's so many different parts to this process that you cannot fully learn everything within the first couple weeks just in training or
Yeah.
just on a Zoom with me. So I
Yeah.
don't think people really understand the amount of work that you have to put in off of the camera at the
Yeah.
very beginning to get from point A, wherever you are, to point B, where you have it, where you have everything. You're as confident as you can be. You know your process, you know your business, you know your carriers, you're dialed in on your presentation process, and you are successful. So that's point B. So the faster you can get from point A to point B, the faster you will be successful.
All right. So what you're talking about, Paul, is that basically committed to the career, committed to the path, And we talk a lot about talk time. And once you go through this for a week or two with you, and then you feel like they're ready to be released, what kind of commitment do they need to be able to do what it takes to understand that this isn't a part-time deal? So explain to them what the expectations are.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, the pathway to success is not a part-time deal.
Yeah.
So there has to be continued training going on.
Yeah.
Okay. But not only that, they have to understand that you cannot attack a six-figure income with a part-time mindset, which
Right.
means that you have to be all in 100%. That means that as long as those calls are able to come in, which we have calls scheduled to come in from 9:30 Central to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to take calls from 9:30 to 6 p.m. If you were running your own storefront business, I don't think you would close those doors to go and eat lunch. I think you'd have lunch delivered in, but you're going to keep those doors open because you want the business. You're just starting out. You have vendors to pay. You have things to do. You have money to make for your own person, as well too.
Yeah.
So when agents understand that even after training, okay, you have to attack this just like it was your own business and it was your money that funded the business. And you want to recoup that money as fast and as much as you can.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So talk time is a variable. What do you think is a good solid goal to be able to accomplish what you just said? What is it? 2 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours? What's the number?
Now, in just mere terms of talk time,
Yes.
actually talking on the phone with a client, um, I think your base acceptable bottom should be 5 hours,
5 hours.
but your goal should be 7 hours of talk time a day.
Yeah. Yeah. And
At
they don't
7 hours of talk time a day, just take 7 hours of talk time a day.
talk to 10, 15 people.
You can talk to 15 people. You can have 15 conversations,
Yeah.
possibly more, a little more, but on average, about 15 conversations. Now, I believe with even a average presentation or process, you are not top tier. You just average. With 15 conversations, you can get to those 2 or 3 sales a day
Okay.
almost effortlessly.
So how when you're training, how much focus do you put on um, tonality, conversation skill sets, role play? I mean, how important is that to the end process?
Well, I'll tell you this, tonality is something that we put at the forefront of this entire process because you know what? Tonality can mask inefficiencies that you have.
Sure.
Believe it or not, you know, if your tonality is dialed in, you don't have to be perfect in discovery. Your
Hmm.
delivery of your business card does not have to be perfect. But if your tonality is good, you know, it's all about making people, you know, they always say people buy from people that they like. Well, you don't have, your words don't have to be perfect if your tonality is good
And you're listening and you create that bond.
and your ability to listen and create that bond
Gotcha.
because
Yeah.
your tonality will paint the picture of how much empathy you have.
Got it. That makes
Your
perfect sense.
tonality, yeah, your tonality will paint that picture of how much you care,
Yeah.
how much empathy you have, how human you are to the person that's on the other end of that phone. So again, your questions don't have to be perfect because they'll answer your questions if they feel like you care enough.
Yeah, they come guarded. The inbound call is quite different than having to deal with an outbound pounding plastic,
Oh
so
yes. Oh
they
yes.
they come in guarded. They come
Yes.
in guarded, and they've heard 6 or 7 or 8 different scripts already, people saying the same thing over and over and over, and like they're a robot. So how do you teach somebody to just have a conversation? I mean, and I don't want you to take an hour to explain this, but I mean, what's the goal? What are we trying to do?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this is that, and you know what? I'm gonna just say it. Um, we have gotten agents to slightly push away from a typical script.
Yeah.
And what we did was broke the conversation down in parts.
Right.
You have about 7 or 8 parts of a presentation.
Yeah.
You have intro, credibility, you have discovery, underwriting, product selection, quoting, closing, button up.
There you go.
That's your 8 parts of this phone call.
And flow, flow, flow through it.
And flow through it. Now, if you understand what each part means, and if you can understand each part, then it doesn't matter how your call come in. Sometimes you may want to get into underwriting first a little bit, and
Hmm.
then you can come back to your credibility and your discovery. Or sometimes you may have to do a little bit of discovery first, and then you can come back to your business card and your underwriting, or a little bit more discovery and underwriting.
Sure, sure.
So,
In the training arena, when you're talking to new agents that are just coming in that we've recruited, what is their mindset? Do they understand the kind of commitment necessary to get to where what you just talked about?
yes, because we do a lot of, I give them homework,
Okay.
okay? Daily homework, because we can't do this in the, 7 or 8 hours that we're on Zoom. So outside of this Zoom, I give them homework. We
Okay.
need to record ourselves. Record. First of all, we take each section. Okay. We start with the intro. Okay. This is the intro. This is what we need to accomplish on the intro. Okay. This is our credibility. We have a digital business card. This is how we need to deliver our business card. And then this is our discovery. So at the end of that day, go home and I want you to practice for at least 2 to 3 hours, record yourself and listen to yourself. Listen to your tonality. Do you sound monotone?
Yeah.
Do you sound confident in what you say? Do you sound like you have pride in your digital business card? Do you sound like you really want to know how long they have been looking for final expense coverage?
Yeah.
Why have you been looking for final expense coverage so long? What is it specifically that you're looking for? So it's not just the questions and it's not just, the process, but tonality can, you know, draw that picture of you actually wanting to know and you actually care.
Do you find that that is the number one reason or the highest reason for failure is just their lack of commitment to learning and outside of the 8 hour business day to get where they need to be a real six-figure earner and actually get on the phone and make it happen?
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it 100%. Most agents do not understand the amount of commitment that you have to put in to be a six-figure earner. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I believe this is the only industry, sales is the only industry that people believe they can get better just by showing up.
Yeah.
Any other industry out there, the best at the best do not stop training their minds, bodies, or spirit
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do what they do.
Yeah.
Athletes, they do continue training to get to a certain point. You know, preachers, pastors,
Everybody.
they continue, they
Everybody.
are in the Bible to be able to minister or,
Sure.
speak to their congregation. So there's not an industry out there, but sales, we believe that we can just plug these headphones up and just go. I'll figure it out.
I'll
You're
go
not,
figure it out and
yeah,
trial and error, you
no,
know.
no, no, you're going to be unsuccessful. Okay. But the amount of commitment that you have to put in, especially as a new agent here at Final Expense Direct, I want everybody to look at me and understand this. You have to be willing to work
Yeah.
outside of this Zoom so that you can get to a point where you have it.
Yeah.
We have a platform that we offer free leads.
Yeah.
Now, you have to be able to pay your weight.
Yeah.
You have to be able to bring some money back, not just for you, but we're in a business relationship. So I just want to urge anybody that reaches out to Final Expense Direct, I promise you, the work is hard at the very beginning. It's not easy. You're not going to just be able to plug in the Zoom and plug up your headphones and do this at the level that you think you can do it and the level
Yeah.
we want you to do it. So you're going to have to put in a lot of work. But I promise you this, as hard as the work is at the beginning, is just as easy on the back end.
On the back end, when you're successful,
When
you
you're
start.
successful, it's even more easier on the
Yeah.
back end because you got it.
Well, buddy, thank you so much for your time today. I know wisdom is an amazing thing. You've been doing this a
Absolutely.
long, long time, and
Absolutely.
part of what we respect about you is that, you come from a position of knowledge. You boots on the ground.
Oh,
You've been in the
yeah.
trenches. You've taken the calls. You've heard everything that you can think of. So people will, if they just truly open their mind when you're talking to them and earnestly, take what you give as a platform to give them a foundation for success. We
Absolutely.
appreciate everything that you're doing for us, my friend. In closing, what would you say to someone right now that's thinking about coming on board with Final Expense Direct?
Anybody that's thinking about coming on board with Final Expense Direct, I'm going to tell you, dig deep in yourself and ask yourself, are you willing to put in the amount of work that we're looking for you to put in? Not
Yeah.
just on Zoom. You know, my classes are from like 9:30 in the morning Central Standard Time to about 5:30 in the evening. So that's not a long time.
No.
But if you can commit yourself to at least an additional 3 or 4 hours after that to learn your technology, to learn your call process, to also learn your product knowledge,
Yeah.
you'll get to that point a lot quicker and you'll be successful.
Amen. Well, buddy, again, thank you so much. I appreciate your
Absolutely.
time.
Anytime,
You
anytime,
know,
anytime.
and for everybody out there right now, get in front of our recruiters. Look, 2026 is right in front of you. And if you are truly not in a path to a six-figure income with the current organization that you're with, you need to get in front of our recruiters, get in our training classes, and also like and subscribe to the YouTube channel because we got some great content out there. Paul, thank you so much. Everybody out there, y'all be safe. Let's go make it happen in 2026.
Absolutely.
Be safe.